If white people sat at the front of the bus and black people sat at the back of the bus, where did Latinos sit? Did we sit in the middle, or maybe there was a color scale of if you were a darker Latino, more towards the back, if you were a lighter Latino, more towards the front? What about job opportunities, schools, water fountain? Did lighter skinned Latinos get the best of both worlds? Maybe some days they were filling the white fountain, other days the colored fountain. Now the general answer is Latinos were considered colored people. However, there is a lot of nuance to this situation. Now, racist white people, they were smart. They knew that there were so many Latinos in the United States that if they categorized them as colored people, there would be a problem. You can't have black people and Latino people working together. You would be outnumbered. So what do? You divide and conquer. From a legal standpoint, white people decided that Mexicans and Latinos would, for the most part, be considered white. And what Mexican-American lawyers then did is they went to the courts and said, hey, if we're legally white, we have to get all the benefits of being white, which put racist white people in a bind. They're like, okay, so we want them to not consider themselves people of color so they don't work with the black people, but we definitely don't want them to consider themselves white like us. So they did what they always do. They used trickery and deceit. They said, okay, fine. On paper, you guys are white, but in practice, no one will ever consider you guys white. And so even though they were technically white, signs started getting put up from both white people and black people saying, no Mexicans. And rest assured, even though it said no Mexicans, they meant no Latinos. However, there's still a lot of nuance to it because the region you're in depicted whether it was enforced strongly or weakly. For instance, border towns, a lot of them were like, Mexicans are white, cool, they can come in and buy our food and buy our services, and we're just not going to force the fact that they're not actually white. In places like Los Angeles, where the Chicano movement was born, where Latino pride is the largest in our entire country, they had issues with the police because police were like, no, you guys are colored people, period. In Miami, where there's a lot of light-skinned Latinos, they didn't enforce it because they're like, I can't even tell looking at you guys, so don't even worry about it. This is why Latino pride starts really strong in the left of the United States and slowly depletes the more right you go. As you can see, it's not as easy to simply say, well, legally Latinos were white, so they were treated like white, which is simply not the truth. As well as you can't say that, well, Latinos were colored and they were treated like black people, because once again, that's not true. Sometimes it is, but it depended. The whole reason racist white people try to paint this as white versus black is because they don't want you to realize the truth. It's not white versus black, it's white versus black. Indigenous, Latinos, Asian, Middle Eastern, Jewish, and yes, even other white people. That's right. White people hate other white people. The Irish and Italians did not have a good time here. Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. Happy Latin Heritage Month, and have a magical day.
So, he spoke a lot of truth in the video, but you noticed at the end, when I looked at the camera, that was the whole him trying to be like, yeah, we're all the guys and we're in the fight together, right? That was his whole thing. He wanted this thing to be like a all-encompassing. You notice this is what the Democratic Party does. They like to mention, yeah, it was the blacks, but then we the Latinos and the Asians, and he tried to do this kumbaya stuff. So let's get down to the actual truth.
Fine.
At the end of the day, basically what he's saying is, yeah, the Latinos were treated a little bit better, a lot of it better than the black people in America, and they're still able to consider it white. So not only are they treated a little bit better, but they can consider white. That means they also get the benefits of being white on paper. See, that's what he didn't speak on. He didn't speak about the institutions and the certain things that these people were able to get for their families and all of these other stuff, which the Democratic Party likes to push, that these people are allowed to get that black Americans were not allowed to get. So there is no coalition of, yeah, man, it's versus. Nah, it ain't none of that. So you can miss me with all the BS. But this is exactly why, I'm not going to say this is the only reason why, but this is a big part of the reason why a lot of these immigrants, when they come over to America, they always want to be associated with whiteness. Their whole entire identity is, I got to be the closest to white as I can be. So the reason why a lot of Asian women, when they come over to America and they tend to date white men who are usually unattractive and usually are the white men that the white women don't even want, is because they want to associate the whiteness as close as they can. So they really like to get with these white American men who are usually at the bottom of the barrel because they got maybe a couple dollars and they know that they can get some type of benefit. They're not dating for love. They're not dating for looks. They're simply dating for economic growth. That's it. That's all. And that's the only reason why they're dating them, right? And they know that, again, they can get the benefit. And again, the Asians are the model minority. The Asians love to be under the thumb of whiteness but in the sense of trying to be white themselves because they still share the same skin color. They are like one and the same when it comes to whites, especially the ones in America. Now you got some over there in their own homeland too. They're like China, a lot of Chinese people, they don't fuck with white people at all, right? But when it comes to America, a lot of them want to be associated with whiteness. And the closest thing and the easiest thing, and not even just the Asians, the Latinos as well, the Africans and the Caribbeans a lot of times as well. All of these people, they love to be associated with whiteness. And the easiest way to be associated with whiteness is to become somebody like Myron Gaines. It's to be somebody like Byron Donalds. It's to be somebody like Candace Owens. It's to be somebody who's not a Black American. It's to be somebody like that dude on YouTube. What's his name? The Asian dude that got fired from the job and he goes viral. Come Juhu, whatever the fuck his name is, right? The Asian dude. The easiest way is just start talking shit about Black people. Hey, I'm not like one of them. I'm different. See? That's the easiest way that they can get some type of association. That's the easiest way that they can get the benefit. That's the easiest way. If there was a race war in America tomorrow, Myron Gaines would be with the whites. He would be siding with the whites, and he's not even white. So these people have this narrative or thought process about us and to distance themselves from us, which I don't care. They don't have to be with us. I don't want them to be anyway. And it's because they want to be white. They want to associate with whiteness. This is why the colorism is so rampant in the Latin community, even in the Asian community, even in the African and Caribbean community. Everything is just to assimilate with whiteness. And this is why this is where a lot of the pushback come from Black Americans when all these people were able to come over here, specifically the Africans and Caribbeans, because when they do it, it's kind of like it smacked us in the face. It's like, damn, like we thought y'all was gonna come over here and be like in agreement and alignment with us and, try to, fix a lot of the stuff that's going on in this country of oppression. And they was just like, no, nigga. No, nigga, no, nigga, no, nigga. I want to be white, nigga. No. Their whole thing was, nah, I'm not really one of you. I'm one of you on paper, but I know that I don't really want to be looked at as one of you by the people that I want to be, which is the white folks. And there's just a lot of self-hate that goes on. Exactly, Luke. There's a lot of self-hate that goes on even with themselves. And I'm clearly because they left their homeland. So you can miss me with all that. A lot of the Latinos don't like Black people. They hate Black people. They identify. And again, with the whole identifying as white, they still do it to this day. But they love to have this pride. This is why you can miss me with all this black and brown coalition stuff. People love to talk about this black and brown coalition stuff. And it's the Blacks and the Asians and the Latinos. And you notice how he tried to do it. No, there's never been any unity. Y'all don't unify with us. We don't want you to unify with us. But anytime y'all do unify with us, y'all still identify as white on paper, nigga. Y'all identify as white on paper, which is cool. Cool, do you? But don't try to look at us like we supposed to be with you. Don't look at us like we all the same. No, we not the same. Bitch, we'll never be the same. Bitch, we not you. Bitch, stay away. Bitch, we got our own shit going on. We don't need you over here. We don't need you around. So when you have people, like that crazy lady, but people in general talking about, but what about the ICE and they rounding people up when the ICE, and I don't give a damn, round them all up. I'll be working for ICE if I could. Round them up. You know how much they take from our culture? A lot of them disrespect our culture, take from our culture, claim we ain't got no culture. The Mexican and a lot of these Latinos, but specifically like the Mexicans, and I think they do it the most. Well, a lot of Latin America to do it, but in Mexico, they love to disrespect our culture. You know what? I want y'all to notice something. It's crazy how influential our culture is. Go look up the top Latin artists. Just go look them up. Look at how they present themselves. Do they not present themselves like they're a rapper? They always present themselves like they're a rapper. Go look at the music. Go look up like a random like artist that is like a popular artist, of course, that's in their culture. They always have this like, they look like Black Americans. They wearing Jordans. They trying to sag their pants, which I'm not, co-signing sag your pants. I think that shit gay. But They wearing Jordans, they sagging their pants, they be wearing do-rags, they be wearing snapbacks and new air caps and fitted caps and wearing their hat backwards, and they wearing basketball jerseys and baseball jerseys. All the stuff that we made cool. All the stuff that we made into like what they like to call urban streetwear and clothing. We made all of those things cool, like wearing Bape and all of that, right? We made all of these things cool. They love to look like Black Americans, having chains and all of that, like wearing iced out diamond chains, iced out diamond grills, and iced out watches. Whole time their music is that shit is trash. I don't want to hear that shit. Y'all don't even have music that even come from that. That even y'all's music doesn't even align with that type of article of clothing. Not to mention, have you guys noticed the way that a lot of the Latinos get their hair cut? Y'all do realize, like, when a lot of Mexicans, when they get their hairline cut and they get the sides and they get the fade and they get the back faded, do y'all think that's like traditional Mexican way that they got their haircuts? No, they don't. Mexicans traditionally never got lineups and fades. That's Black American culture. Think I'm lying? Think I'm lying? Where historic, and it's no disrespect to all Mexicans. I know all Mexicans aren't the same. I know some cool Mexicans. Don't get it twisted. You know, I know some real cool Mexicans, right? I do. I'm talking on the ones that operate like this. If you ain't operating like this, then this don't apply to you. But like, look at this. Let me see if I can look at this, like getting faded. What do y'all, where do y'all think this comes from? Look at this. Faded, and it's just shit cool. But the fade and the lineup, I mean, that's a black barber, clearly. But like this right here. Low fade, tapers. That's Black American culture. That's how we get our hairstyles. They come over here to America. And now they even do it in their own homelands because they want to look like us. Our culture is so influential. We don't have Mexican style haircuts. What is a traditional Mexican style haircut? When has the fade and getting your lineup? They got bangs. You have bangs over your eyes. Why are you getting a lineup in the fade? You're Mexican. And it's no disrespect. It's no disrespect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just giving the truth. You're Mexican. Why are you getting a fade? That's not your hairstyle. No, I'm not mad at it. I don't care. I'm not upset at you getting your hair cut like that. I don't give a fuck what you do. The point that I'm making is our culture is so influential that they get their haircuts like us. But these are some of, not all, some of the same people who claim that we don't have any culture. But they get their haircuts like, look at this, the Edgar cut. What the fuck is that? This shit fucked up. This is how you supposed to look back in his homeland. But over here, no, he got his cut sides and a fade and all that. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't never do that. Y'all have never done that historically. What is that? What the fuck is that? The point that I'm making is, these are our hairstyles. You want to see it? This is real Black American hairline and a real Black American cut, right? This is how we do our cuts. This is how we do our cuts. This has never been something that's been traditionally Mexican, ever. If you go look at Mexicans, go look at photos of Mexicans in like the 80s and the 90s in their countries, they don't get haircuts like this. So it's just like, and it's, again, I'm not upset that they get it. I don't really care. I don't care that they get their cuts like this. I'm not angry at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just calling out the craziness of how influential our culture is. And some of these people are so disrespectful. They're so disrespectful. That's it. Now, fool, I like your haircut, homie. Where'd you get it done, fool? Oh, you got that haircut, you got that fade, chico. Fucking hell, fool. I go to my fucking tacos, I got a fucking haircut, I get the fucking burritos, and the arroz, and the onion, and the cilantro, and the hot sauce, and the everything. I got the fucking, with the haircut, fool. You come to the barber shop, we put the reza, and you get the fucking tacos too. I got my fucking daughter's quinceañera I gotta go to next weekend, but it's okay, you come get the cut, $5, ain't the fuck out my face, nigga. Whole ass, nigga.